Blaze the Cat is a very interesting Sonic character that a lot of people like. It's kind of crazy to think about it because she feels so new, but she's been in the Sonic franchise for almost 17 years. Her first appearance was in Sonic Rush in 2005 for the Nintendo DS, but she really hasn't been playable that much throughout the Sonic franchise. It's safe to say that this character does have a very complicated lore due to the fact that she was introduced in Sonic Rush, but she was also playable in Sonic 06, but there's a little bit of a contradiction between the origins of the character and how she behaves in both games. The good thing about the future of Sonic and the fact that they're trying to tie up the lore and make things more meaningfully connected means that there has been a renewed focus on Blaze the Cat, especially if you consider her appearances in IDW. But it does seem like her arc got a little bit more complicated because the origins of Blaze the Cat is really what we need to focus on. So before we get into everything, please subscribe to the channel with all notifications, smash the like button right now, and join the Discord server. I'll give you a second. And hopefully you guys never miss a video ever again. But let's get into the new origins of Blaze the Cat. So Blaze the Cat's first appearance was in Sonic Rush, and she essentially ends up in Sonic's world after chasing Dr. Eggman, and she's from a different dimension. I mean, the plot of a 2D Sonic game told on a Nintendo DS isn't really that deep, but I would say that Blaze has a very interesting character arc, and I would say that she does make the story actually pretty decent. Blaze is a very reserved and quiet character who doesn't really want the help of anyone else, but through, meeting Sonic, she actually learns to trust people, and it eventually leads to her and Sonic saving the world. Without his help, this would not have been able to happen. And Sonic and Blaze end up becoming very good friends. Despite being the sole protector of the Soul Emeralds and being to herself, through meeting all these characters, she truly learns what it means to have friends and trust them and understand that they can actually be a benefit to her. So she has this really good character arc in Sonic Rush, and now fast forward to Sonic 06. If you've ever played Sonic 06, you would assume that Blaze the Cat in this game is not the same as Blaze the Cat in Sonic Rush, or here's the working theory that most people have. I mean, it makes too much sense. I mean, this Blaze is hanging out with Silver in the future. She's from the Soul Emerald dimension. Silver's from the future. Clearly Sonic 06 was meant to be a reboot, but you have to ask yourself, like, is this the same Blaze? Well, it looks like Ian Flynn and Sega actually have the answers, or at least the current working theory. But let's roll the clip and give you guys some context.
Okay, genuine question. When Blaze, quote-unquote, dies at the end of Silver's route in 06, she actually goes to the Soul Dimension, correct? If so, that means her backstory of being born into a royal family wouldn't make sense, because 06 happens before the Rush games. Was she reborn into that dimension with fleeting memories of Crisis City that she remembers in generations? Is the Blaze from 06 a completely different Blaze?
I can't get too much into it because this is kind of internal stuff that has not been clarified publicly. But Sonic Rush comes first. The Blaze of 06 is the Blaze of Rush. And she doesn't die, she turns into Burning Blaze and warps back to her own dimension and forgets the events of 06.
Oh, good. I wish we could all forget the events of 06.
Wow, so there you have it. I feel like that's a massive lore dump because I think, or at least here's my current working theory, was that Sonic Rush takes place after Sonic 06. It seems to be the canon first meeting of Sonic and Blaze. It feels like it would make sense. No one remembers the events of 06, so had Rush taken place after 06, it would fit a lot better, I think. And this whole timeline time travel stuff just really throws a lot of stuff off. But there's a lot of questions that I have now. The way Blaze the Cat and Sonic meet in Sonic Rush makes a lot more sense for the lore going forward if it takes place after Sonic 06, and I'll explain to you guys what I mean by this. So apparently right now the stated position is that Sonic Rush takes place before Sonic 06, but some of Blaze's characters and behaviors in that game would make you think otherwise. First and foremost, it seems like Blaze is completely okay with Silver killing Sonic to save the future.
So this is where you are. I've been looking for you. What's wrong?
Well, Blaze, to kill someone to save the world, is that really the right thing to do?
You're so naive. Whether it's right or wrong, I can't really say. But what I do know is, if we don't take this chance, the future will remain exactly as it is.
Since he's after Dr. Eggman, let's sneak into Eggman's base. Maybe we'll learn something new.
So in Sonic Rush, if Blaze and Sonic become friends, how is she just okay with killing Sonic? In addition to this, it seems like throughout this game, she has no idea who Sonic even is. Or if she's from Silver's future, it seems like they're from the same world. There's no mention of the Soul Dimension. Well, let's roll the clip.
So that blue hedgehog's the Iblis trigger?
Blue Hedgehog.
I'll send us back in time to the point when the ERIIZZ trigger was alive.
Here's another clip to give you guys context as well as to what I mean.
So, this is the past. I hope Silver is okay. He's pretty insecure when he's alone. The ERIIZZ trigger. Blue Hedgehog. The ERIIZZ trigger. A blue hedgehog. Can it be true? I need to find Silver fast.
Does this sound like someone who knows Sonic from Sonic Rush? I mean, maybe. Honestly, you could maybe take that inference away. I don't know. When I played this game, it just seemed like this was not the same Blaze from Sonic Rush in terms of the origins. In both scenes, she never was like, oh, I know a blue hedgehog named Sonic. And she also, when she comes into Wave Ocean, she literally says, oh, so this is the past. Well, she's been in this world before, assuming that Sonic Rush comes first. And that is, as of right now, the official stated Sega position. So in addition to the fact that it seems like she doesn't know who Sonic is, when she actually sees him in the Sonic 06 story, I mean, considering that they've been friends and have met before, this is how Blaze acts.
Elise! There's still a way to change this. If we return to an earlier point in time, we'll be able to save her.
I understand.
Chaos Control!
Silver! I can handle this myself. Besides, you got somewhere to go, right? You! I'll make sure to change Elise's fate. And that, in turn, should change your future, too. Thank you, Silver.
Yeah, just save her.
There's no way you watch that scene and you're like, oh yeah, Blaze and Sonic, they definitely know each other. They're definitely friends. Sonic didn't even say hello. Blaze didn't say hello. It seems like Blaze is just a bystander and more of like a sidekick to Silver in the future, as opposed to being someone who's in a completely different dimension that actually met Sonic and worked with him in the past. Also, when does Sonic Rush Adventure take place? That is also kind of an issue. Like, if Sonic Rush and Rush Adventure happened before Sonic 06, then that's really an issue. But I would assume that maybe it's Sonic Rush, Sonic 06, and then Sonic Rush Adventure, I guess. I don't know. Let's be honest. The real answer is that Sonic 06 was meant to be a reboot. It failed miserably. It set the franchise back over a decade, and we're still kind of trying to fix the mess from it. Which is why going forward, as I've stated many times in these theory lore videos, Sega has hired a lore manager to ensure going forward, the universe is more meaningfully connected. Let's not forget, I feel like Ian Flynn wasn't too committed to the answer, and he was more of like a working theory he had at the moment. I think things could be subject to change, but I think the most important thing is to worry about the stories going forward, I guess. I think they could make an excuse or get away with the fact that, you know, Rush maybe did happen before Sonic 06, because it doesn't seem like Blaze knows Sonic, but she does seem a little bit confused when they mention a blue hedgehog. Also, the fact that she knows what the Chaos Emeralds are.
That's a Chaos Emerald. It said this gem can transform your thoughts into power. Collect 7, and a miracle's supposed to happen. Keep it as a lucky charm.
Whereas in Sonic Rush, she didn't. So therefore, if she knows what the Chaos Emeralds are in 06, and she didn't know them and was introduced to them in Rush, then it could still kind of work, I guess. It's not perfect, though. I feel like the last contradiction that we see in this story, though, is definitely the ending of the game. And Ian Flynn said that she doesn't die at the end of 06, even though that's clearly what it looks like, and that she goes burning Blaze and returns to the Soul Dimension. The problem is, there's no Soul Emerald, so how did she go burning Blaze? And how are you going to watch the ending of 06 and tell me with a straight face that she did not just, like, die or sacrifice herself?
We agreed to save the world at any price!
I can't. I wouldn't know what to do without you. Blaze!
Good luck, Silver!
The funny thing is, after Sonic 06, she seems to remember the events, so obviously this is all canon. That's kind of been the stated position. In Sonic Generations, she says, I thought I'd never find myself in Crisis City again. The world is full of surprises. So, I guess they have an explanation, although, like I said, it's a little bit confusing. I don't think it's meant to be perfect. Because of how much damage Sonic 06 did to the franchise, I don't think they intended for it to ever get this far. But we always got questions, man, and the last thing I'll leave you guys with is this. The Sonic Fast Friends Forever campaign released new bios for basically all the characters that are meant to kind of reflect all of these new lore changes. I made a video about this. It was pretty popular. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people enjoyed it. So if you want to go check it out, you can see the full video, but here are the bios for Blaze and Silver. So here's the bio for Blaze the cat. It says, Blaze hails from a parallel dimension. There she is, the Imperial Princess of the Soul Empire and guardian of the 7 Soul Emeralds. She defends and protects it, all with stoic dutifulness and overwhelming fiery powers. She is swift, decisive, and shows little mercy to those who would bring harm to her people. Blaze's fearsome powers and station left her with very few friends until a fateful encounter with Sonic changed her life. Again, she's trying to kill him in the next game. Thanks to Sonic and his network of friends, Blaze found a community that accepted and cherished her. Now, with the power of the Soul Emerald, she can freely visit Sonic's dimension and be with her new companions. So you kind of see where the Rush in 06 thing gets a little messy. Here's the bio for Silver the Hedgehog. It says, Silver is a young, aspiring hero from 200 years into the future. He commands powerful psychokinesis, which allows him to manipulate objects with his mind, fly through the air, and even teleport short distances. While he means well, his naivety can sometimes lead him astray. Silver's time period was once ravaged and ruined, but together with Sonic, Blaze, and others, he helped restore its blue skies and peaceful days. Even if he can't remember how, although Blaze does, I don't know. These days, he travels to Sonic's time via mysterious portals that appear when things in the past go awry. He's dedicated to doing whatever it takes to ensure the future remains peaceful and prosperous. So now that you guys have all the context for Blaze's new and slightly more confusing backstory, what do you guys think about it? Are you more confused? Do you have issues with it? Do you agree with it? Let me know down below in the comments.